Entering the NFL offseason, one of the biggest questions was who would take snaps for the Carolina Panthers in 2022. Well, the first wave of NFL free agency has come and gone. The 2022 NFL draft is in the books, and we still have the same question. We don't know who's going to take snaps for the Carolina Panthers this upcoming season. Well, as recently as today, there are two separate reports about the Carolina Panthers wanting two different veteran quarterbacks in Jimmy Garoppolo and Baker Mayfield. They are still in on them, so clearly they're looking to compete in the NFC South this year. I'm Zach Bruner with Flurry Sports. This is a little different style of video. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want me to keep talking about relevant, real NFL news. I'm willing to do these pretty much every single day. Give me a like. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Carolina Panthers situation, what you think of this style of video, and let's just jump into it. Okay, so yes, the Carolina Panthers are not yet closing the door on trading for a veteran quarterback this year. There are two separate reports out there about the Panthers wanting to trade for either Jimmy Garoppolo with the 49ers and Baker Mayfield with the Cleveland Browns. And it's interesting because both quarterbacks are on relatively pricey deals. They're in the final years of their contracts. So once again, the Panthers are looking for that rent-a-car, that rent-a-year quarterback. Let's see if they can turn the franchise around in 1 year. And if they can't, we'll try it again. And the timing this time, though, is a little bit interesting because, like I said, free agency's come and gone. The draft is come and gone, and they did take a quarterback. They traded up to take Matt Corral. And Matt Corral's been in the building, rookie mini camp. There's other offseason programs starting now. And they haven't seen much of Matt Corral, obviously. It's way too early to judge anything of Matt Corral, obviously. But, did the Panthers see something or did they not see something that suggests, he can be the quarterback for this year? After, seeing him in the building, that's when these reports are coming out that, hey, we're not out on trading for a quarterback, right? But there's a caveat. We're not out on trading for a veteran quarterback, but we want their original team to cover some of the contract because those contracts are so pricey. There's so much money involved, right? But let's go into the first reports. Let's go into the money and let's see what's going to happen. First off, the Jimmy Garoppolo report. Associate Press's Steve Reed reports that the Panthers are still interested in Jimmy Garoppolo. And obviously, as with the Baker Mayfield situation, the issue is money. Jimmy Garoppolo is coming off an injury, much like Baker. Jimmy Garoppolo, I would say, has shown more success in the NFL. I would say he's at least shown more maturity, more leadership. I would say more success. I mean, he's been to a Super Bowl. It's not like he's been blowing us away. It's not like he's taking over a game, but he has certainly been a winner in the NFL. Garoppolo is set to make $24.2 million this year. And like I said, it's the final year of his deal. So are the 49ers really pressured to trade him, especially right now? Trey Lance is obviously sitting there. I think Trey Lance is kind of gearing up towards being the starter this year. But, going from doing nothing, right? NDSU, he sat out his final year, essentially. And then his rookie year in the NFL, sat there and didn't really do much, honestly. If he goes from 0 to 100, going from nothing to starting in the NFL, there could be injuries and maybe Trey Lance gets hurt and all of a sudden they have the backup plan, which is Jimmy Garoppolo. So I think that is a real situation. The 49ers aren't necessarily pressured to trade, especially if the trade is, hey, we want to take Jimmy Garoppolo off your hands, but we want you to pay half the contract. We want you to pay $12 million. And in return, I don't know. The Panthers, I think, are willing to overpay. I think they could be willing to trade a day 2 draft pick, so a round 2 or 3 draft pick for this. And if the 49ers see what they like, what they're hoping for out of Trey Lance, which I think they will, I love Trey Lance, but, that could be a situation for the Panthers, and the Panthers would get Jimmy Garoppolo, who obviously is injury prone, but he has shown success. He's been good, and they would add him to the room, right? And maybe Sam Darnold goes to San Francisco to be the backup to Trey Lance. I think there's worse backups than Sam Darnold, so I think that is sort of a win for the 49ers. Looking right now, who is the other quarterback on the 49ers roster? So it's Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, Nate Sudfeld, Brock Purdy. So yeah, I think getting Sam Darnold in the trade as well would be an upgrade somewhat, I suppose. But yeah, so that's one situation here with the Carolina Panthers, and the other is the ongoing Baker Mayfield situation. Baker Mayfield, the Browns picked up that 5th-year deal in his rookie contract, so he is due $18.8 million. And again, the entire situation has been teams such as the Browns or such as the Panthers and the Seahawks are interested in Baker Mayfield, but they don't want to take on that huge salary. They don't want to take on $18.8 million for Baker Mayfield. They want the Browns to cover some of that. And the Browns are not in a situation where they need to trade Baker Mayfield unless he starts becoming a problem. But I mean, what truly is a problem in Cleveland, right? I mean, Cleveland already is a dumpster fire. They bring in troubled individuals already anyways to the locker room, and it's just that melting pot. It's a nice little situation there in Cleveland. So I don't know what the situation would be where there's an actual problem in Cleveland, but it is what it is. And now obviously Deshaun Watson is undergoing more cases right now where there could be punishment from the league. I think he's meeting with league officials this week or next week, something like that. So we could get more clarity on the Deshaun Watson situation. But if their backup plan is Baker Mayfield and Baker Mayfield's willing to actually go out there on the field and show, hey, a team should actually trade for him, then he's a good backup to have around. But the Panthers want to trade for him as well. And that is the Athletic reporting that the Athletics' Jeff Howe, Howe. I'm going to go with Howe, just so that's the least offensive of them. But the Seahawks and Panthers haven't ruled out, is the quote, trading for Baker Mayfield. Then again, it's just money. Both the Seahawks, Panthers want Baker Mayfield to, they want the Browns to cover some of that salary. And if so, then Baker Mayfield comes in. I guess he would be the starter for both teams. It's an upgrade, I suppose. It's an upgrade over Drew Lock. It's an upgrade over Sam Darnold. Is it an upgrade over Matt Corral? I don't know. But what seems clear is the Panthers are looking for a different answer at quarterback for year one. They don't seem interested in throwing Matt Corral out there his rookie year and get fed to the Wolves right away, at least. And maybe they think that they have the people around said quarterback to compete in the NFC South. I mean, the Buccaneers are undergoing a bunch of changes. The Saints are way different than previous years, and the Falcons are the Falcons. So who's to say if the Panthers somehow stay healthy and they have a quarterback who just doesn't make mistakes? Could they win 8-9 games this year? Sure. And that's what the owner, I'm sure, is pressuring the team to do. And we will see if that happens. Like I said, I don't think either the Browns or the 49ers are necessarily pressured to make a move now. We will see once training camp starts. I think that's probably more likely when a trade would occur, if one does occur, because there's injuries, there's a million things going on. I think that makes a lot more sense for everyone involved except for the Panthers. And if the Panthers want to sit here and say, hey, we don't want to take on the full contract, then they have to be patient as well. But what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to be the starting quarterback for the Panthers in week 1 next season? Do you think it's Sam Darnold? Do you think it's Matt Corral? Do you think it's Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo? Or I guess the X factor would be like a Cam Newton or someone else who's out there. I don't know. Maybe PJ Walker. Who knows? Who knows? Who do you think is going to be taking snaps for the Panthers in week 1 next season? Give this video a like. If you like it, subscribe. Let me know. Do you want me to talk about more NFL news going forward, other sports news going forward? I can certainly do these and crank them out all the time if you would like. But again, I'm Zach Bruner with Flurry Sports. We'll see you next time.